Hello. You've caught me doing one of my favourite things. Sort of just staring off into the middle distance. Thinking about everything and nothing in particular. And you know.
What are you doing in here? That's what I get asked, sitting on the bed in my pants, staring out the window at 10:37 a.m. on a Sunday morning. What are you doing? And that's the thing, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting my brain have a little screensaver moment, enjoying the white noise of jumbled thoughts I'm not quite tuned into, all while the realisation of what I should be doing bangs on the door of my subconscious with increasing fervour.
What are you doing in here? You're supposed to be using the start of the video to talk about the notification bell and to ask people to turn all notifications on in a way that fits naturally with the intro and doesn't feel forced. And then do the intro line.
Here are 7 problems. Only gamers over 30 will understand.
Video games, for me, are like the ultimate add-on to the euphoria of doing nothing. You know, if I can do nothing but in HDR and with beautiful 4K water graphics, complex characters and explosive set pieces, then I consider that to be the absolute pinnacle of what you can fill your nothing with.
The philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time." And I absolutely agree, not just because it sounds clever,
but also because what are we living for or working towards, if not to simply enjoy ourselves? Well, since turning 30 all those years ago, my brain would argue quite a bit actually, like you should own a house and have 2 children and thousands of pounds of savings and a side hustle where you earn loads of money, blah, 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 blah.
Shut up, brain! What I should have is the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Platinum Trophy, which I won't get if you keep on going on.
Look, that's unhelpful as well. This creeping FOMO that I get now whenever I play video games, like some kind of self-imposed peer pressure, is something I've had to battle with increasing regularity the older I get. And it's difficult to articulate, like small toxic waves of unpleasantness lapping away at my stomach whenever I have the audacity to be doing something I enjoy. Because I never used to get this feeling as a child or even as a young adult. You know, my brain was like, of course you're gonna play 10 hours of Oblivion and fritter your student loan money on takeaway. Go you! But now, if it sees me floating about taking pictures of nice water graphics in No Man's Sky, it sees fit to remind me of all the productive things I should be doing instead.
Productive is now a banned word, okay? Everyone needs to stop being productive and start being, well, just being, you know? Whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, playing games is good and fine.
Yes, playing games is good and fine, but surprise, if you're over 30, you're probably terrible at them now. Sorry about that.
Or at least a lot worse than you used to be as a child.
Case in point for me, Crash Team Racing. As a child, I flew around this game, dashing past Oxide's ghost times like some kind of ultimate sacred fire-wielding Lewis Hamilton. Now, at nearly 40 years of age, I feel like my mind is as sharp as ever.
Power slide, boost, 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 hold the ultimate sacred fire, power slide out of the turn, boost.
But my thumbs, doing their very best impression of John Travolta in that Pulp Fiction Where Am I meme, simply cannot keep up.
Come on!
We're trying!
I still haven't reached the point where my daughter can beat me at CTR, but I can feel it coming. She beat me at Noughts and Crosses the other day, right after I'd given her a big speech about how it's literally impossible to lose a game of Noughts and Crosses unless you're an actual idiot.
You can't blame us for that one.
The next problem on our list, I feel, is specific to people in their 30s. The decade of your life where you're still young enough for people in their 20s to invite you to things,
but old enough that you really can't be bothered to say yes to any of them.
Got plans this weekend, you might be asked by a well-meaning work colleague. Want to go into town, to the music gig, and for a picnic in the park?
That's the kind of thing you like doing, isn't it? Young people, a picnic. I mean, grow up! I'll be in my bedroom playing video games. Thank you very much.
It's a dilemma because you don't want to be rude or get to the point where no one bothers inviting you to stuff anymore. And yes, it is important to make time for friends, but in my humble opinion, it's even more important to make time for yourself. And I honestly cannot wait to cross the threshold into my 40s, where I feel it's more socially acceptable to do just that.
Are you up to anything this weekend?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth minigames.
All weekend?
All weekend.
Because I was thinking...
All weekend.
But even when you do plan out a triple S rank weekend of socks, sofa and Skyrim, the reality is that as you sail through the post-30 decades of your life, there's always some niggling chore that needs doing, some tedious job eating away at that most precious of commodities, time. And they're always so boring, to the point where even mentioning them in this video is annoying.
Oh, the laundry. Everybody's whites, everybody's lights. Mine and my wife's darks, my daughter's darks. I mean, for crying out loud, this is supposed to be a video about games.
How apt that instead of writing about them, I'm writing about cleaning limescale out the kettle and combing the garden for dog poo and doing the big weekly food shop.
If that really kind man who said hello to me in the Chippenham branch of Lidl is watching this, then yes, the entire time I was speaking to you, I wished I was at home playing Skyrim.
I remember Friday features where I've had to apologise to fantasy RPG NPCs for not being able to find their saucepans, sheep or family heirlooms for cool reasons. You know, sorry, I've got to go and fight a dragon or climb a mountain or, save the world.
But now, poor helpless NPC, I promise, I am here to empty the dishwasher.
It's not all bad, life on the other side of the 30 hill. For one, you appreciate the spare time you do have a lot more. Those gaming sessions become increasingly special. That feeling you get when the stars align and the house is all yours for an entire weekend.
Oh, I could wrap myself in it.
But then it's here I encounter the next problem on this list, what I've come to call the choice curse. This is when your poor brain, usually stuffed with chores, responsibilities, worries, catch-ups, Zoom calls and picnic dates,
Honestly.
suddenly emerges into a realm of seemingly endless possibility. Like those bits in open world games where you crawl out the tutorial sewer pipe and stand blinking, overawed by the glorious expanse of nothingness between you and the sky. You see, the problem here is when I get to those bits in open world games, the see that mountain, you can climb that mountain bits, what I mostly do is this. Slowly pan the camera around, wondering what on earth to do with all this agonising choice.
Likewise, when I've got one of those rare open world weekends, I tend to spend more time thinking about playing than actually playing.
This is what my PS5 looks like on an open world weekend. Saturday morning, 9 AM, and so begins a slow flick from left to right as I contemplate, consider, compare. I could play Returnal. Yes, I've always said Team Racing. It's such a brilliant game. I love Team Racing.
What's the time?
9:52 PM on Sunday. Oh no! Our penultimate over 30s problem occurs when you've started a game, usually a whopping 100-hour plus RPG, got maybe 30 hours in, and then for some reason too boring to include in this video, you haven't played it for about 3 months.
But then, behold, a clearing emerges on the Google Calendar horizon. One of those fabled open world weekends approaches.
And so you sit down, excited to continue your adventure. You boot up the game and discover you're in some cave you can't remember entering, wearing armor you don't recognize, brandishing a sword you've forgotten the controls for, at a save point before a boss that's almost certainly going to pummel you into noob dust.
That's okay. Learning the idiosyncrasies of a sophisticated action RPG control system is just like riding a bike. It'll be fine. I guess we're starting from the beginning again.
Final entry now, and perhaps the biggest problem I've encountered as a gamer over 30 is that almost all of my friends with whom I play games are also over 30, and so are invariably experiencing one of the other 6 problems on this list at any given point. This makes getting the gang together for a session of Helldivers 2 far more troublesome than it used to be.
I remember when the first Destiny came out in 2014 and I'd log on to my PS4 and everyone would already be there, also logged in, also playing Destiny.
No organisation necessary, it was a matter of when you'd bump into each other, not if. Night after night, nightfall after nightfall, raid after raid. Populating a fire team with a consistent group of friends was a sure thing. 10 years later, and that desire to shoot alien bugs together is still strong as ever. It's just that you need to assign the gaming equivalent of a wedding planner to make sure everyone's where they need to be and when.
And who's the party leader? David, lovely. And have you given any thought to what stratagems you might need on the day? Yes. Oh, lovely, yes. No, I do like that one as well. And can I just check you all have the appropriate headsets? Yep. Nathan needs a new Bluetooth dongle. Okay, yeah, we can definitely sort that.
The cruel twist of irony is that trying to wrangle 4 30-somethings to be online together, playing the same game, takes a level of commitment, planning and organisation that eats into the very thing nobody seems to have enough of. Time. And there you have it. 7 problems only gamers over 30 will understand. Do you have any more examples you think we've missed? Stick them in the comments if so. Give the video a like if you've experienced any of these yourself. And remember to tune in same time, same place next week for another Friday feature. Thanks for watching.